Seguido me verán por el lane navegar con un perfil bajo de andar. Traigo placas verdes buenamente siempre al frente y bien pendiente listos para accionar. No soy de problemas pero si buscas la encuentras la pacada nunca de faltar. Y bien placos son en el Acura 905 les de arremangar. Ey, siempre con mi Dios y mis sanjuditas a la orden del viejón. Y con mi compita que no falte mi amor. Ella es muy bonita, sabe que la cuido yo. Porque la prende la puma, la pasa la para elevarnos un rato. Nos vamos de ando.
Okay, alright, sorry. I fixed the problem. OBS was being weird. We got it. We got it. Music too loud. I mean, how can you know that if you have no reference point? Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, I'm in the Discord. I am waiting for people to come and join me for a game of Commander. I need to clean up my table a little bit. So let's maybe start with that. And then, yeah, I'm just happy to play, right? So if you guys want to come play a game with me, then please feel free to join in the Discord and then we can play a game together. What's this? It's actually kind of like not the worst card I've ever seen. I'm currently prototyping a game. I'm using magic cards for it. I'm actually not sure if it's gonna be just a card game or something more. I guess we'll wait and see how it turns out. But because of that, I have I've taken my box here apart. My kind of like my bulk box, and now it's in a state of disarray, like me. Okay, so these come in here. This is here as well. I know, it's just always, everything is always very much in a hurry. Like, if it feels like I'm always doing things at the last possible moment, it's because I'm always doing things. So the last possible moment is always now. You know what I mean? Okay. Alright, so we have sorted this back into the box where it belongs. If we manage to get enough players today, which would be delightful, I would be very happy if we managed to get a game today. I have a deck I want to play because it is super fucking sick, and I just got the card for it, which is this bad boy. If it loads, there we go. Just got Kiora, the Rising Tide. And yeah, just kind of looking forward to playing that. I don't need this proxy anymore. And then somewhere in there is also a proxied Wonder, which has also finally arrived. That's assuming I can find it. So I can replace it. There it is. Here, Wonder. It's not Wonder. Where's my Wonder? Jesus Sanctum. There it is. All right. I've started working on basically just like a board game auto battler. And Because I want to make a board game. So I'm making a board game. And I'm making a board game all about that. And I've tested the shop system today with Mickey. And the plan was just to like test it a little bit. And by the time we were like, oh, we really should do something else, an hour and a half had passed and I really didn't feel like it. So that's a good sign. Now I need to kind of like assign scoring for that stuff. But first, spoiler time. I thought it might be fun to go through these a little bit. Alright, let's have a look then. I want to talk about the kind of like artwork here, which I think is sick. I know there's some people that are hating and you are wrong. This is awesome. This is so cool. I love colorful things. I love how colorful these are. I think this is one of the best looking sets. You know. Anyway, Spot Cycle Scout event is enter subscribe to Crew 1, okay, whatever. Why did they give this random garbage card this incredible artwork? Look at this. It is so gorgeous. I think they are incredible. Incredible. This is cool. This is actually not a bad card, is it? Possession engine is so sick. This is so cool. And like I can't even look at the cards like this. I'm just so distracted by the artwork. These I like a little bit less. And it's not actually because of what what is here. I think the blank background is a little disappointing. I think these backgrounds are so much better. Right? God, they are so good. I want all of them. I want every single one of these. Right, the stupid frog. This card isn't even good. I'm sad that the Reti didn't get a cool one. I like the Reti in the like story. Here are the Verges. Oh, they're so nice. And they are the gold cards, the yellow cards that everybody's hating on. And can I say, I am so happy that everybody seems to hate these. Because that means more for me. Go ahead, hate them all you like. Oh my god, that's delightful. Although, these are actually not my favorite. My favorite are the lands. I think the lands are so good. Some of these, like, I could do this right here. This is not super nice. I'll concede that. This is not super nice. Right, these are a little meat, but the lands, oh my god. Holy shit, I have not seen this one. Alright, I would like it, but I'm never gonna be able to afford it. Full art piss lands are amazing. They are so good, right? Everybody's complaining. Everybody's saying that they are not good. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I want 100. They are so sick. I like this loot a lot. I think this Chandra is kind of neat. The fire is a little bit interesting at the side, but I think it works. It works. I think it's good. Werbo's host. I think this card is cool. I just like, nah, man. I don't want to play it as a commander. And I think if you're not playing it as a commander, it's kind of a little shit. Yeah. I like this one too, Count on Luck. I've got the extended art stuff. These I could do without. Honestly, I don't know why they still make these. Just get rid of these, right? Does anybody actually like these? I really do not enjoy the extended border stuff. I think it just looks really awkward. Looks really awkward. Looks really clunky. I much prefer actually having the border. Alright. What's this? Oh, this is the Lord. I think this card is actually a bit underrated. Because it's just an anthem for 3 mana you can play in any color. Like a 3 mana anthem you can play in any color is not a bad effect. It's not amazing, right? Like I wish it did something a little bit more, but I mean worst case it's a 4/4 you can maybe attack with. Alright, here are we at the white cards. Air response unit, nothing. Basri, exert Basri, create a 1/1 white cat. Cycling, when you cycle this card, cats you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So 1 mana, 2/1. Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, that's a card, I guess. I don't know. Sure exists. It sure does exist. Brightfield Mustang. Canyon Wool. These are just like kind of like the random shit, right? Valor's Flagship. This is a mythic. What does this do? Flying, First Strike, Lifelink. Crew free. Cycling. When you cycle this card, create pilots. Triple attack one? You mean the one in red? We're getting to it. I like this one, by the way. Glory Heathlings. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, search your library for a plains card, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle. This is a 2 mana, 2/3 with lifelink that says saddle, draw a card. Why are people not talking about this thing more? I think this card is genuinely good. I've seen people just kind of bring it up as like, oh, it's good for, you know, it's good for limited. No, I think this card is just good. I think it's just a good card. And like saddling 2 is not that difficult, right? Like you can saddle 2 pretty easily. Play this on turn 2, play something on turn 3, use the turn 3 thing to saddle this, attack, draw a land. That's good. I think that's totally fine. This is a Lord. Mounts and vehicles get +1/+1. It's a pilot. What's this? When this vehicle enters scry 1, think our saddle is slower than getting it the turn you play, like the artifact and the human. Yeah, but it's repeatable. And this has a bunch of qualities that are really relevant in white. It's a 2-attack creature and it costs less than 3 mana, which means you can use this to trigger your other card draw effects. Right? Unless I don't like this one. You can use this to trigger your other card draw effects. You can use this to just kind of like push a little bit of early game damage, have a blocker. Like I think this is just a nice card. It's not, I'm not saying it's super strong, right? I'm just saying it's nice. It's a card I wouldn't be offended if I had it. When this vehicle enters scry 1, there are 3 other untapped creatures you control. At the end of turn, this vehicle becomes an artifact creature and gains flying. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, it's a 1/1, 1 mana thing. That's alright. Maybe it's a cat. It's also a cat, which is actually a somewhat relevant creature type, I agree. It's cool. Alright, Ether Siphon. Start your engines. I like the start your engines mechanic. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is this card good? 3 mana, start your engines. Max speed, draw a card. Max speed, you mill. Tap for 2, draw a card. I am getting this. I am buying this card. Alright, where's my Mox field? Right, Ether Siphon. I mean, this is definitely making it in there. Is it already here? Should be, right? Yes. This is for my mill deck. It's a card draw effect. It's kind of expensive. And I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to start my engines. Like, I'm not sure how I'm getting to max speed. But if you get it to max speed, it's actually a nice milling card. Whole Drifter, pretty mid, I gotta be honest. Like, I don't know, it's like 5 mana, ETB, draw 2, whatever. During turns other than yours, this vehicle is an artifact creature. Ooh, so it's a 2 mana 3/3 on opposing turns, interesting. Mindspring, Merfolk, Exhaust, draw X cards, put a +1/+1 counter on each Merfolk creature you control. This seems like an all-star Merfolk card, Merfolk decks. I'm guessing this card will see a lot of play in any kind of deck. Okay. Possession engine. When this enters, gain control of target creature and opponent controls for as long as you control this vehicle. 5 mana mind control is like mid. It's not terrible, but I'm not like super enthusiastic about it. Okay, I'm regretting this playlist. I'm gonna need a different playlist. This is not what I'm talking about. Give me something else. What's this? I like this one. Oh! I like this song, I know that. Ah, friends, I gotta go to the bathroom really quick. Give me one moment, I'll be right back, okay? Hello, sorry. I am back. Okay. So, what do we have? Repurposing Bay, sack an artifact. Oh, it's a breeding pool for artifacts. This one is nice. This is a good card, I think. We're both host. I kind of like this for my Derevi deck, maybe. Nah, I'll go through it some other time, like to see which cards I actually wanna buy. Zombies you control get +1/+1. Creature gains Embolden. That's nice. That's just like a way to replay stuff. This is also a nice card. I think this one is very strong. Was this a vampire? Flying haste, start your engine's max speed. This creature has lifelink. That seems really bad. May cast this card from your graveyard by paying 2 life and sacrificing an artifact or creature. Boom Mobile. When this enters, add 4 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. Exhaust. This vehicle deals X damage to any target. Put a +1/+1 counter on this vehicle. So like... worst case, you have this enter, shoot something for 1. I mean, that's not very good, is it? I mean, you definitely need a lot more mana, but then you can, like, kind of play it for free. Kind of. New Bloodgust Artist Fire. Yeah, I like this one. It's cute. Chandra. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose up to 1 target vehicle you control. Until end of turn, it becomes an artifact creature and gains haste. Okay. I mean, it's not super impressive, I think. Discard. Sacrifice an artifact, discard a card if you do draw a card. On a +2. That's actually kind of nice. A 0, make an artifact vehicle thing. No. And then -7, get an emblem. Whenever an artifact you control enters, this emblem deals 3 damage to any target. So she gets to her emblem really quickly. That's interesting. I feel like Chandra is going to be at her best to just like bring her down and like +2 twice in an emblem. And I'm not sure what that does, but like the rest of it seems kind of mid. Count on luck. I like count on luck. This is a nice card. I'm happy it exists. Daretti, Rocketeer Engineer. Daretti's power is equal to the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. Whenever Daretti enters or attacks, choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may sacrifice an artifact if you do return a chosen card to the graveyard. To the battlefield. So you can just kind of like swap your artifacts around for ETBs. Our creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Create a dragon. Oh, here's full throttle. After this main phase, there are 2 additional combat phases. At the beginning of each combat this turn, untap all creatures that attacked this turn. That is wild. Just like the triple combat. I mean, it's just kind of like a finisher. I feel like this card is not good. It seems a bit overkill. Like, when are you ever going to need 3 combats? I feel like, yeah. She's like, cough, I think, with the emblem is just a basic ability you try to get to. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, this emblem is very good, I think. I think this is very, very powerful. But I also feel like the rest of her stuff just isn't quite there. She just can't protect herself, which is really unfortunate. Because it only makes stuff a vehicle until... or like a creature until end of turn, right? So she's kind of like weirdly aggressive, can't defend herself, but admittedly it's also just such a short clock. She gets to this ultimate so quickly that I feel like maybe that's just the whole point, right? Hazoret. Indestructible haste, 2 mana, start your engine. 5/3. Target creature of power 2 or less can be blocked this turn. Hazoret can't attack or block unless you have max speed. Yeah, sure. 2 mana, 5/3. I think this is a card you mostly just play for the start your engines. Like, if I were to build a deck around this as my commander, I would literally just use this because it's likely the cheapest commander that has start your engines written on it. And then build the deck with like the start your engines card. I don't know if there are really enough of those. Yeah. Not that many. I like this card. The Agonasaurus Rex. It's a 5 mana 8/8 with trample. Which, can I say, I think people are severely undervaluing just having big boys. This is just a massive lad. And I feel like if you throw that down on a board, it's gonna just kind of kill people. It's gonna kill them pretty quickly. 5 mana 8/8 with trample is just a good rate. There's really nothing wrong with it. But importantly, when you cycle this card, put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature or vehicle against trample and indestructible until end of turn. That is really nice. 3 mana for 2 +1/+1 counters, indestructible, trample, and a card draw. Super sick. And I think that's really the primary mode of this card. Like, I think this is really just a card where you usually make something indestructible, give a trample, and then occasionally you play it as a 5 mana 8/8. So I really like this guy. I think he's very, very good. Autark Mammoth. When this creature enters and whenever it attacks, by saddle, create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. Yeah, whatever. I guess. Oh man, I wish it was not a 3/3. I wish it was a 4/4. At 4/4, I could see it. At 3/3, I don't think so. Because with 4/4, I can use it to like trigger ETB-based card draw and so on, right? Like I can do quite a lot at 4/4, but at 3/3, there's just really not that much. Defend the Rider. 1 mana instant. Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with this token status mounts and cruise vehicles. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I will get this for my Hydra deck. Because it's a way to protect Gargos. And it's a good way to protect Gargos. I happily play 1 mana, give something hexproof and indestructible. And this is 1 mana, give something hexproof and indestructible with upside. So yeah. 3 seems to be a theme in this set. Yeah, this card is close to being good. Even if it was like a 4/2 that you were making, you know, to not increase the stats, just redistribute them a little bit. I get it. The problem is that this is you make elephants, right? And elephants are 3/3s. But it's just like, I should have made it something else. Should have made it have it make plants or something. Earth Rumbler. Exile an artifact creature card from your graveyard. This week it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Accrue 3 Vigilance Trample for 5. Pretty shit, I think. Just like not very good. Elvish Refueler. During your turn, as long as you haven't activated an exhaust ability this turn, you may activate exhaust abilities as though they haven't been activated. So, if I understand this correctly, this does not kind of like reset the count on the exhaust, right? Like if I have a creature with her in play, if I have something with exhaust in play and I have her in play, I activate the creature's exhaust, and then she leaves. The creature is still has used its exhaust, like it's done, right? Like that is over with. It's just that as long as she is in play, I can continue to activate it once per turn. Interesting. March of the World Ooze. Creatures you control have base power and toughness 6/6 and are oozes in addition to their other types. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it's not their turn, you create a 3/3 green elephant creature token. So, how does this work with Garrick's Uprising? Does this trigger Garrick's Uprising when it creates an elephant? I think this card is fantastic. Senu said yes. I think this card is fantastic. Very cool. But I don't quite know how it works. I don't quite understand it. But I like it a lot. 3/3 that immediately becomes the 6/6. Well, no, my creatures have this base power, right? Like it's an aura. So when my creature enters as a 3/3 elephant, it's actually a 6/6 elephant ooze. So since it's actually a 6/6 elephant ooze, does that trigger Garrick's Uprising? That makes a big difference here, right? Like if this makes it so I can use my mono green card draw with any creature, then all of a sudden all of my elves and so on start replacing themselves. I would not play this just to give my Llanowar elves a 6/6. I don't think it's good enough for that. But I would play this if it makes it so I can card draw with my Llanowar elves. Each other vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it if its mana value is 4 or less. Otherwise, it enters with 3 additional +1. This card is this card is insane? Question mark? This card is insane, right? Holy fuck. What? Well, this card is amazing. This seems really, really good. Venom Sac Lagak. Just some random thing. When this enters, create a 1/1 insect for each artifact and creature card in your graveyard. When another insect you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Each opponent loses 1 life. I find this one hard to justify over Izoni. I might have written the name wrong. There we go. Because, like, this is the same card. Right? These are the same card. It's just that this one kind of grows when your insect dies, but Izoni can sacrifice them and draw you cards. Like, I find this one difficult to justify. The only difference is that this one also cares about artifacts, but Izoni only cares about creatures. I'm not super convinced by it. Okay, Apocalypse Runner. Target creature you control with power 2 or less gains lifelink until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. You just simply run both. I mean, admittedly, you're right. I think you would put both into, like, the same deck. Because it's the same card, really. I'm just thinking, you know, if I'm playing one of them as my commander, I feel like I would rather play Izoni than this guy. I don't know about you guys. The one argument I think that exists for playing this card is that I really like this artwork and I am willing to play a worse card for a really cool artwork. But I do think it's a worse card. I do think it's weaker than Izoni. And the thing is, like, it's one of those things. Look, I'm not somebody who's like super, you know, concerned with like how strong cards are, because ultimately it's more important that the cards are fun to play, right? And like, I actually think that cards that are too powerful are less fun to play. But the thing is, but Izoni is already not broken. Like, Izoni is already like a reasonably powerful card. She's like kind of mid, very mid. Actually, she's quite mid. She's just not that good. And Izoni is a card that I have absolutely no problem with playing from a power level perspective. So seeing that this one is a bit weaker makes me like, oh, I don't know. But this is just a bunch of stuff. Whenever you attack, draw a card and discard a card. This is actually kind of okay. Ish. I'm excited for these Gearhawks. This one searches out artifact, creature, and or enchantment cards of mana value 1 or less. Which is very specific. I wonder what you get with that. This one seems nuts. Whenever you discard one or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each card discarded this way. Whenever that creature deals common damage to a player this turn, you draw a card. This card seems insane. Because like looting is not that hard. You just loot a bunch of times, benefit from the loot, and smack people and draw like a shit ton of extra cards. I mean, this card just seems pretty insane, to be honest. Caradora, Heart of Alakria. When Caradora enters, you may search for a mount or vehicle card, and then you search for the specific one right here, this one, the Lagorin. If one or more counters will be put on a creature or vehicle you control, you get 1 extra. And when this one attacks or saddled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target mounts or vehicles. So you play this, search out this guy, play this. But it's like the mana costs are kind of weird, right? Huh. I feel like this should be a 1/1 for 2, and this should be like a 3 mana card. Why is this one so cheap and this one so expensive? That feels a little bit odd. Cloudspire's Skysickle. When this vehicle enters, distribute 2 counters among creatures or vehicles and then crew 1. Flying. Yeah, I mean, it's got a fun name, but like, it's also got the sick art, right? Oh, I love the art. It's just a shame that the card is kind of ass. Start your engines. Whenever you attack, deals 1 damage to each opponent, so really easy to get the engine stuff going. Max speed. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +1 instead. This, I think, is a nice, simple commander for like a very straightforward, kind of like low to the ground creature deck. You have 3 guys on the board already. Play this guy, smack things. You just need to build a card draw. Seems good enough. Vehicles you control have haste. Whenever you attack, if a pirate and a vehicle attack this combat, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. This is nice. This just like kind of brainstorms you a little bit every time you attack. It's better than brainstorm, right? It's actually nice. It's got this horrifying artwork. Ketramos. I think we've all heard of this guy. This one seems insane. Loot is also pretty cool. Mounts and vehicles you control have haste. Whenever a mount you control enters, it becomes saddled until end of turn. Yeah, this is whatever. This one I think is cool. It's equal to the number of artifacts you control. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1 if you do copy it. That's very powerful. It's a 2-mana card. It's a 2-mana commander that starts your engines. The only problem with it is that like I feel like Azorius isn't the right colors to like quickly get your engine speed going, right? This artwork is also not quite as nice in my opinion. Bunch of Gearhawks. I mean, these are mythics. That's fine, I guess. Makes it so that, you know, there's not like actually good stuff at Mythic. Because like, I don't know. These are kind of whack. Add X mana of any one color where X is Redshift's power. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. Then put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. For 12. And there's Subsunin. This card is obviously sick. I'm really excited for it as well. I like this artwork. Reach, Trample, Indestructible. Great keywords. 5 mana, 6/6. Great stats. Can't attack or block unless it has an even number of counters on it. At the beginning of your first main phase, add a +1 or put a +1/+1 counter. Then if it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2 cards. So if you do absolutely nothing with it, you play it. Next turn it goes to 7/7, you draw a card, draw 2 cards. Next turn, you just smack somebody with an 8/8. right? That's like the straightforward thing. So at its worst, it's just like it's a draw an extra card every turn, and every other turn you get to attack with a really big, scary creature. Now, of course, the right thing to do is to place extra counters, right? You want to place a counter in your first, like on your turn, preferably before combat or at the start of combat, so that you can first draw a card or draw your 2 cards, then attack with Subzunan, and then draw 2 cards again next turn. It's just really good. It's a really good card. Samut. First strike vigilance. Hey, start your engines. Other creatures you control get +X+O, where X is your speed. Non-creature spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is your speed. Broken as hell. I already hate her. This is actually a card, like, I actively really do not like this card, because it's such a must-kill card. It just cannot exist on the board. And I always find those cards to be very frustrating to play against, because I'm like, I just need to hate you out of the game, and if I don't, then the game is just over, and I don't enjoy that. I do not like Sita's card. I don't think they did a good job with Sita's card. This is not what I was expecting from Sita based on the story of her. Like, first of all, I was surprised she's Simic. She seemed incredibly red to me, like maybe a bit of white. I'm not sure how she's Simic. If you had to ask me what colors she was going into it, I think I would have put her as like Boros. Red-white. Not Simic. But okay. Exhaust, put X counters on here, then you may have the base power and toughness of each other creature you control become equal to Sita Varma's power until end of turn. It's a decent effect. It doesn't give trample though. So it's like not that good, unfortunately. Overruns need to give evasion. Is the story done yet? Yeah, it's done. It's been done since Monday. Overrun requires evasion. This does not give evasion. A 2-mana 2/3 is fine. The problem is that she doesn't really do anything. Right? You need to have 4 mana to give everything, what, +3/+3? I guess you can't do it at 3 mana, give everything +2/+2. Oh wait, no, it doesn't even add it, it just makes it her base power. Ah, she's just not good. And I also don't understand the effect. Like, how is this about her, like, selfishness? You know, like, Sita is a selfish character. And I don't mean that in necessarily a bad way. It's fine to be selfish sometimes. Right? But Sita isn't the kind of character that puts the needs of others or the desires of others, like, much higher than her own. She wants to do things, so she will do them. And she will struggle with it, but she will still try to do them. So I don't understand how her ability, how her being Simic, aligns with that. I do not like this card. This is a very badly designed card, in my opinion. I think this is the worst design in the set. Just because it does not represent the character very well at all. And I find that irritating. There's Winter. It's like this whole cycle of these, like, low mana cost commanders, which is interesting. Like, these 2 mana commanders, very, very interesting. Right? I mean, you can even just play this guy as a commander, which I think is actually, like, pretty okay. But yeah. This right here, you've got... I wonder if there's going to be one for every color. Winter, Cursed Rider. Artifacts you control have ward pay to life, and then exhaust, exile X artifact cards from your graveyard. Each other non-artifact creature gets -X until end of turn. Fine. I think it's a fine card. I don't find it particularly inspiring, which yeah, it's my main problem with it. I just think it's kind of boring. It's just like a board vibe on a stick. Sacrifice another creature. Surveil 1. Activate only once each turn. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a tapped zombie. That's nice. You do need to get max speed, which can be difficult, I think, maybe. It's again got the advantage of being on a really, like, kind of cheap command. So you can get your speed to 2 immediately, right? If I play a card that says starts your engines, I go to 1 speed. And then I smack somebody, I go to 2 speed. So I can immediately start at 2. And I need to only go like 3, 4 with the next 2 turns. Two mana is awkward for that. Like, it's good that you can get them out so quickly. But it's just like, I don't know. Seems difficult. Alright, there's the Ether Spark. As long as the Ether Spark is attached to a creature, the Ether Spark can't be attacked and has whenever equipped creature deals combat damage during your turn. Wait a sec. I gotta tighten the screws on my chair sometime. And now that it's in home maintenance mode, it's probably gonna require some regular upkeep. Wasn't it something more noticeable since War of the Spark, where the cards don't really reflect the story at all and they end up having to retroactively fix it all the time? I don't know. I think the recent cards have been pretty alright. Like, I think Mabel was pretty good. Like, the Bloomburrow cards were all fine. Duskmourn was fine too. I think it's actually been pretty good. Like, that's why Sita stands out to me, because I think Sita just, like, is a complete failure. Like, this is one of the worst design cards that I've seen since I started playing Magic. I really do not like this card, because it just is, it's a complete miss. It does not represent the character even a tiny bit. Which is frustrating for me. Alright. As long as the Ether Spark is attached to a creature, it can't be attacked and has, whenever equipped creature deals combat damage during your turn, put that many loyalty counters on the Ether Spark. +1. Attach it to up to 1 target creature, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. -5, draw 2. -10, add 10 mana on of any color. Ether Spark is 4 mana. So let's say you have like a Claim Jumper or something in play. +1 the Ether Spark, attach it, it goes to 4/4, smack somebody, gain 4 loyalty, you're at 9. That's pretty good. So I actually think this card is very, very powerful. And I think it's mostly because of the second mode. I don't really care about the -10 that much. Like, this is good, don't get me wrong, but it's gonna require quite a lot of build-up. What I think makes it a lot more powerful is this right here. Because -5 draw 2 cards, I think you'll be able to do that very frequently. And you might even be able to do this once a turn. Like, genuinely, I feel like it's not that unreasonable to do this once per turn. Like, I've been working on an AO deck, AO the Dawn Sky. And AO the Dawn Sky, I just like attach this thing onto AO and then smack somebody with AO every single turn. I'm generating additional loyalty while drawing cards. And the thing is, like, you don't really want to kill AO because then, you know, AO triggers. So, yeah, I feel like it's just a really, really good card. So you don't even have to do 5 damage a turn, right? Because the first turn, you're just attaching it. Again, like, if you add it into like if you play a Claim Jumper, or you have just like something on the board, like a free attack minion creature. Really nothing huge, just like free attack, right? And so you have your free attack unit on the board, play the Ether Spark attached to it. It's a 4 attack unit. You hit somebody, you're at 9 loyalty. So what you're now doing is every turn, hypothetically, you're attacking somebody, you're adding 4 more loyalty, and you're going -5. Which means you are gaining, like you're using 1 loyalty a turn to draw 2 cards each turn, which is actually kind of crazy. But of course, you can also just like attach, smack, then smack, and then -10. This card is insane. I think this is a very, very powerful card. And that annoys me because I think it's going to be very expensive. Because I would like one. I don't think I'm getting one though. It's just, yeah, it's already, you can see. People already placing it very, very highly here. And I'm just like not willing to spend that much money on a magic card. But like, yeah. Lifecraft Engine, Market Back Walker. When a creature dies, draw a card for each +1/+1 counter on it. This seems very good, by the way. Seems very, very good. Marshall's Path Cruiser. 3 mana, search your deck for a thing. I don't know, it's kind of whack. Start your engines, starting column, add 1 mana of any color. Max speed, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards, and discard a card. Totally fine. Teaming Skydivers, 30 cents. Boom, we just take theirs. Well, I would like to have my own, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I think this is just a very good card. Like, of course it can be destroyed. Like, of course you can kill it, right? You can just artifact remove it, fucking Bane of Progress it. It's not impossible to get rid of. But it's one of those cards that you kind of have to get rid of. Like, imagine this just stays on the board for a couple of turns. Don't you just lose? Or I guess win if it's yours? Like, is that not game over if this just stays on the board? And I think it's gonna be pretty difficult to get rid of unless you have specific targeted removal. I think this is a very strong card. I like it though. I think it's strong in a way that is interesting. Right? It's strong in a way that's interesting. Forcing removal is good. I sort of disagree. So like in some ways, forcing removal is obviously part of the game and I think that's fine and like whatever. I don't like it if there are too many cards that I have to kill. Because the problem is, as soon as there are a million cards that I feel like I have to kill, what I'm gonna end up with is I'm gonna end up with a... I'm gonna end up playing Planar Cleansing. Because eventually I just cannot beast within everything you've got. I'm gonna need to get rid of everything. And trust me, nobody is gonna be happy once I start playing Planar Cleansing. That's just, nobody likes that. The game just kind of becomes less fun. You just say this exact thing as a reason you didn't like another card. I'm not sure what you're referring to exactly. Anyways. Wreck Removal. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, except one target card from a graveyard, you gain 1 life. This is actually fine. Honestly, this is a good card. Wait, it's got cycling too? Wait, this is just like this random common? Am I crazy when I say that this... I think this is good? You have to remove it part? When did I say that? What did I say about that? I know my opinion regarding like must kill cards is always, I think it's better if there are less of them. No, I said I did not. Oh, you're talking about Samut. I said I don't like Samut. You misunderstood. Oh wait, no, now I'm misunderstanding you. Yes, I don't like Samut because it's kind of a must kill card. I'm a bit more understanding with the Ether Spark because I feel like the Ether Spark is interesting. Right? Like Samut is not that interesting of a card, I think. It's just kind of like a beater that has like mana cost reduction attached to it. Ether Spark is a very unique card, so I'm more willing to kind of give it a pass for that. Sorry, it took me a while to figure out what you were saying. No, I misunderstood, not you. But we got there. Right? And like, yeah, I don't like Samut because it's kind of like a must-kill card. I think the Eva Spark might be a must-kill card, and I don't think that's great. But I like everything else about it, and I think it's really interesting. So, you know, I'm willing to give it a pass for that. These I think are really good. These Start Your Engines lands. I think these are really, really good. This one is a bit more mid. Really like Amonkhet Raceway. I think this is very powerful. And then I also really like this Morganda Raceway. I think this is also very powerful. Alright, and then there's just these. I like these. I'll get a bunch of them. I mean, they're kind of whack, but I enjoy them. I like that they're weird. This is where we get into the the yellow cards, which oh man. Oh, this is where we get to my favorite. I will fucking fist fight people on the street for these. I will fist fight people in the streets to get these, if that's what it takes. Did you guys see the... What's it called? I hate the yellow cards. Great! Look at this. Oh my god. If you do not like these, then it just sucks to be incorrect. Right? Like it's just unfortunate to be wrong, I think, not liking these. But these are gorgeous and I want all of them. You can have mine. Great. No, I will take every single one of these that I can get. I think these are the most gorgeous lands that have been released, like last year included. Like I think they are so good. I love these so much. I love that I like colorful things, right? Like here's the thing, I enjoy colorful things. If something is colorful, then that's a good thing. I mean, look at the clothing I'm wearing, right? I like it when things are colorful. And this is so beautifully colorful. You're objectively wrong. You are wrong. You are objectively wrong. No, wait, actually, you guys are right. I'm taking everything back. You guys are correct. These are ugly as sin. They are awful. You should all put them on card market and sell them for a couple cents each. You can also just mail them to me directly. Like, that's fine with me. The Infinity Lands are the best lands, fight me. Sure, I mean, I think the Infinity Lands are great, but I also really like these. I enjoy having nice lands. I enjoy having colorful things. I think these are gorgeous. I like the yellow cards. Sue me. I don't think all of them are good, right? Like, I don't really like the ones where they kind of have this, like, weird interior border. I really like the borderless versions of them, right? Like, the borderless yellow cards, I think, look very nice. The borderless yellow graffiti cards are also fascinating. I like a lot of the graffiti cards in general. These are super fun, right? And I just kind of, like, wish that they chose better cards. Like, why does Spot Cycle Scouter? Why does this garbage get a card art that goes this hard? I mean, come on. I'm saying I want that card to be playable. So yeah. Anyways, does anybody want to come play a game? I am in Discord. You can join me. We can play. I'm happy to. If we're not playing though, I am currently working on a little game. And maybe you guys can help me do some math while we hope that somebody joins. So I've made a little prototype, which is just a pile of magic cards. But, so what I tested this morning, I could play, I'm in a Discord, I'm waiting. right? Like if we can fill up a lobby, I would be happy to play. But what this is a prototype for a board game auto battler, where the whole point is just to take the shop system of auto battlers and put it into a tabletop version. And I tested it this morning, and it totally works. It's totally fine. Me and Mickey, we just played a little bit of it, and we didn't even have rules. Like, we just played with the shop and just kind of like playing with the idea of the shop system. And it worked really nicely. So what I want to do next, and I'm just kind of going step by step here. I'm basically designing like a resource economy system before I design the actual gameplay. Because it does not have any gameplay. Not really. So what I want to do right now is I want to give it some really, really simple gameplay. And for that, I think what I want to do is, I know what I want to do. I want to assign points based on, or like points to the cards which determine who is currently winning. So, you can see the distribution of units over here. To 2-star. 3 copies to 2-star. 3 1-star copies to 2-star, 2 2-star copies to 3-star. Given this information, how many points, right, does a 1-star, tier 1, 1-star, tier 1, 2-star, tier 1, 3-star, tier 2, 1-star. Come on, you can do this. Fuck. Oops. No, it's repeating it wrong. All right, it doesn't get it yet. Come on. Damn it. All right, I don't think it gets it. So, really simple. Higher point value wins the fight. So just the highest point value wins the fight. That's it. So you can have up to 5 units on the board. And whichever board has the most units wins, right? So like I think the really easy thing here. Why am I doing it like this? Sorry, this is way worse, right? Like this is just like here. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. Put a little grid in there. Put that into the grid. Right. So, like, I think the easy thing to do, right, is to just kind of, like, go by cost. Right? And, like, so this would cost 3. This would cost one gold. Let's just call it a gold. This costs 3. This costs 6. This costs 2. This costs 6. This costs 12. This costs 3. This costs 9. And this is 18. This is 4. This is 12. This is 24. And this is 5, 15, 30. This is like the really straightforward way of like how strong is a unit, it's just how much money you paid for it. Does that make sense? Also, here's that dreaded planar cleansing. I need a bunch more, like, I'm gonna need to buy some really shitty, cheap magic cards that nobody ever wants for this project. So, means for each gold you spend, you get 1 point. Like, at most. So, the problem here a little bit, right, is that, of course, it is much, much, much easier to get 3-star 1 cost than it is to get a 3-star 5 cost. Because a tier 5 unit, there are actually only 6 copies of each tier 5 unit in the pool. Which means you can get 1. Like, it is possible. It's just, like, not possible to get more than 1. That's it. Like, the 1 is all you're getting. Mm-hmm. Does it not reward reroll comms? I'm not sure what exactly you're trying to say with that. I mean, reroll comms are just like part of the game, you know? If there are only 6 tier 3 opponents can lock 1, you never get it. Sure. That's part of the game. Like, sorry, that's literally how TFT does it as well. These are the TFT numbers. This is how TFT does it. Oh, this is in the wrong pile. I mean, I guess I should just test it like this. It feels like 3-star 1 costs are... I mean, honestly, this does not seem that bad. TFT is 10. Has it been updated? I mean, I looked up the numbers yesterday. I think I should just go with this for now. I mean, my numbers are drastically cut from TFT and other games like it. I didn't just look up TFT. I just have TFT here because I think the ratios are really good. But the thing is that basically you can see that a game like TFT has 981 units in the pool, which is just like impossible to actually do in a physical game because it would require 900 cards and it's just too much. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna try it like this, to be honest. This did not take as long as I thought it might. But like ultimately, I think this is actually enough, like to just like give it a go at with these very simple numbers. Are you guys curious how the prototype works? So what I've done basically is I have just sorted piles of magic cards, and specifically I've kind of like sorted them based on mana cost. So this may seem like at first glance it might not make too much sense, and eventually I would like to just use all the same cards for testing, but for now it's fine. Where basically anything that's like the same mana cost is the same card. So these two, even though they have different artwork, they have the same mana cost, so they are the same card. And because they're both blue, they are both tier 2. Right? So the blue pile is all tier 2 cards, and the mana cost determines like what unit it is. So all of the 1 cost cards are the same card, all of the 4 cost cards are the same card, and so on. And that's it. That's the whole thing. It's not that complicated, but I mean there's a bit more nuance to it. Ba-ba-ba. Buy those new yellow border MTG cards then? I mean, I want to. They're not available yet. All I want in my life is those yellow border MTG cards. Give me... inject them right into my soul, please. I wanted to do some more quests. Alright, I wanted to update some of these here. Wanted to update these. So this is the point system. Economy. Alright, I wanted to check like health. If we have 4 players, 10 health. Alright, so if players 4, health per player is 10 total. Why is it being weird? There you go. Wait, no! Not some. Huh? Do you have to do it like that? Oh, interesting. If I were you, I would just buy a bunch of cheap playing cards for prototyping. Magic cards are really cheap if all you care about is bulk. But you know what's even cheaper? Is it's just using the shit you already have. Is damage just calculated? No, damage I think is just... So the way I see it right now is you have 4 players sitting at a table. Everybody does their round of like shopping. Why don't you just do? Because I want to use multiply. Leave me alone. I mean, it's like... It's like every part, every step of my life is being questioned, okay? So, the way I see it right now is, okay, that's actually like a really good question. Because I haven't figured this stuff out yet. So like, win equals 1 gold. Let's just say, I want to get a reward for winning. May appear opponent defeated. Loss equals 1 health loss. That seems kind of like bad now. Now you're just getting fucked up and the opponent's getting more money. I think we just say to win, have strongest, board, or be tied for strongest. Just as normal. I know! So, and when you lose a health. But length is shop upgrades once every other round. So like the shop automatically upgrades every other round. You can't upgrade it yourself because all players share the same like pool of cards. There's no way to like have players. So it's a free fall. It's a 4-player free fall is how I envision it right now. So if you have... What's the max number of rounds? I mean infinite, because you can keep tying endlessly. But if somebody wins every round... 3 players lose health, but that doesn't matter. It might as well just be a 1-on-1. So it's 19 rounds. 19 rounds is the maximum. That's too much, right? Like, we don't want 19 rounds of the game time when the shop upgrades every other round and it takes... Do units die? No. Maybe they should? I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not at the gameplay stage yet. I'm just at the economy stage right now. Like, I'm trying to give it really simple gameplay right now. I think we just make it 5-player health. So you can get knocked out pretty quickly. The way the shop works, by the way, and this is the part that I'm actually pretty happy with. Like, in case you're curious, like, how it actually works from a practical perspective, is that you have your pile, right? You have your shop. This is currently just tier 1, so it's only white cards. And you shuffle it, and everybody draws 5 cards into their hand. So everybody kind of like has a hand. You draw 5 cards into your hand, and you look at them, and you can buy them by like putting them down in front of you. You don't spend money yet, you just put them down in front of you. And then after you've made your selection, anything that's left over, you place to the side. And if you want to re-roll, you just draw another 5 cards. And then after you've done that, you're finished with your card there. Then it's revealed what you have purchased. You show everybody what you've got. And then, based on the cards that you've revealed, you have to spend that much money. And all of the remaining cards that have been set aside get shuffled back into the pile. Get shuffled back into the shop. On top of that, you have one kind of like hold space. Where you have a hold space where you can put a unit into the hold space, you can put a card into the hold space, and a card in the hold space may be moved into either your purchase pile or back into the discard pile. So this is a card where you're considering it, but you don't have to buy it. But you may only have one card in there. If you want to put a new card in there, you have to make a decision what you're doing with this one. And that's it. And if that sounds super obvious and super straightforward, then I think I did a good job designing it. It's just a simple adaptation of the auto chess system. But like, the important thing is, you know, you need to kind of like keep physical characteristics of cards and players in mind. And in that way, it actually works really nicely. How much gold do you get around? Mickey and I did it with a die. So you don't have a cyber, just what you're putting into combat. Yeah, you just put the stuff. No, you can select your 5 strongest units that you put into combat. And this right here is how you determine how strong your strongest units are. This is nice too, because it's really obvious. You just have to remember one number and you can math it out in your head really easily. This is probably kind of like the best way of going, just sort of by default, but I don't know if it's balanced. I hope it is. Combat right now is literally just counting who has the strongest board. I was kind of thinking it might be cool to make it into like you actually have a board like with like little units you move around or something like that. But I don't know if that's even necessary because it's actually kind of fun to play as this. How do we do? I mean, you could do something like funny, where you like roll a d4, then a d6, then a d8, then a d10, then a d12. The problem is that like requires all of those dice, and they're not used for anything else. So I think that's really inefficient for the game. Like, it's a really inefficient use of space. You can make it deterministic, but I think it's more fun if it's randomized a little bit. What I did with Mickey just a second ago is that we just like rolled a d6 for each shop level. How expensive are rerolls? Rerolls should probably cost... 1 or 2? I did it with 1 earlier. If we do it with 2, then we can have more economy, more money. If I roll 5d6, on average I'm getting 15. What's the average of... No, it's not 15. What's the average of 5d6? It's between 5 and 35, it's 17 and a half. So you're on average getting 17 and a half gold towards the end game. We're keeping... How do you calculate that? Can you roll a d6 in sheets? It does not. I would have been surprised. That would have surprised me. By the way, I would still... Rand? No, that's not what I'm looking for. I want to figure out the average value of a D6. Can I do average? Interesting. Mm-hmm. What does this do? No, this is not what I'm looking for. All right, I have successfully multiplied 3.5 multiple times. Look at me go. I have yet again made it unnecessarily difficult to do this simple task. So if that's how much money you get, that seems actually not that unreasonable. But I kind of want the economy to be a part of it. We'll just go like this. Alright. Is there anything else that I need to figure out? I think this is it. I think this is literally the entire game. Alright, friends, we've designed a video game. And by video game, I mean board game. I mean, it's not actually a finished board game. I'm not trying to sell you on that. But I'm just trying to figure out, like, how you make this pile work. Okay, is there any chance we find 2 more players to join us for Spell Table? I mean, I keep trying this, but like maybe this is just never meant to be. It's the shock up. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Wait, isn't this pretty okay? I feel like that's actually a fine card. Like, 3 mana draw 2 is not terrible. This is 3 mana. This is way better than 3 mana draw 2. This seems actually pretty good, yeah. Demonic Junker. Affinity for artifacts. When this vehicle enters, for each player, destroy up to 1 target creature that player controls. If a creature you controlled was destroyed this way, put 2+1/+1 counters on this vehicle. So it's got affinity for artifacts, which is kind of important there. This seems actually very good. It just kind of like blows up a bunch of stuff. Goes 3 for 1 immediately. Start your agents. When this artifact enters, exile target non-land permanent not upon or controls until this artifact leaves the field. Max speed. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Now this card also seems like a flavor failure, doesn't it? Why does Perilous Snare start my engines? How is loot putting +1/+1 counters on stuff? How does that make any sense? Like, from a flavor perspective, this card is a disaster, isn't it? Like, from which perspective are we looking at this? Is this the... Are we the people that have trapped loot? I guess, right? Or are we loot? I guess we are the people that trapped loot, so we're trying to run away, so that's why we're starting our engines. But why are we tapping? Why are we putting count? This does not make any sense. I'm confused by what this means. Alright, nesting bot. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 colorless silver artifact creature token. But it's a 1 mana start your engines effect. Wait, is this the cheapest engine starter? This is actually... Wait, this card is really good, right? I feel like Nesting Bot is very, very good. It's a 1 mana engine starter. But is 1 mana engine starting even that valuable? Because you can't immediately trigger engine to go to 2 anyway. It doesn't actually make that much of a difference whether or not you're starting at engines at 1. Because you can just like have a guy in play and then start your engines on 2, smack somebody, and then immediately go to 2 as well. Like, it's the same speed. Alright, I might be taking that back, but I do still think this is okay. It's a 1 mana 1/1 that dies and makes a 1/1. Like, that's okay. And I mean, sometimes it's even a 2/1 for 1. Alright, Beast Rider Vanguard. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. I just had an idea for my little deck. I'm gonna add in some artifacts as 5-cost jokers. There are 3 marching duo drones. Do you have any more? How many marching duo drones do I have? Alright, I think that's all. Don't think. Build an Astro Slide cycling deck. No, a friend of mine has one though. I don't find it particularly interesting. Just one of those decks that always does the exact same thing, which I personally... Ooh, I have a lot of soul rings I could use. Is this where my soul rings are finally finding their home? I think so. I have so many soul rings. Alright, how many jokers are we adding into the pile? 5? Is 5 too many? 5 is probably a fine amount. Sorry, I keep getting distracted because I got a new thing that's like on my mind. Endrider Catalyzer, start your engines! Max speed, tap for 2 red. I guess, I mean, that's okay. I forgot, but also Beast Rider Vanguard. 5 mana, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card and put it into your hand. 5 mana is just too much, but like, it's not a terrible card. 5 mana is just like a lot of mana though. When this vehicle enters, mill 2 cards, then return a creature or vehicle card from the graveyard to your hand. Crew 1. Using soul rings for the express purpose of being literally anything other than a soul ring would be a bit of chaotic justice. I've got so many of these. I don't use them. I don't use them at all. But they, you know, you just get them. If you are a commander player, you just end up with soul rings. What am I gonna do with them? I think they're like worth like $1 each though. Maybe I shouldn't be using them. Nah. I guess they are. They are worth like a couple cents, but I'm never gonna sell them. Holy shit, what happened here? I don't want people to have soul rings. Nah, I'm just gonna fucking use them. This is the most used these will ever see. So they're going in there. They're jokers. You can use them in place of anything else. Huh? What was I doing? All right. I'm not good at this stuff. When this vehicle enters, mill 2 cards and return a creature vehicle card from your graveyard to your hand. Crew 1, free 2. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a permanent with mana value 1. Return target creature or vehicle no opponent controls to its owner's hand, draw a card. Why not artifact? Why can't I use this to bounce Soul Ring? It should say, if this targets a Soul Ring, that player loses the game. A Bright Field Glider. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it gets +1/+2 and gains flying until end of turn, saddle free. It doesn't have flying by default? How does that make sense? Huh? It can't fly without a rider? Okay, whatever. New Yunning Wind Rider. Newly desparked, I see. When this creature enters, create a free 2 colorless vehicle artifact token of crew 1. Vehicles you control have flying. Whenever one or more creatures you control with flying deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Okay, so we make Guy. Kind of. We can use her to crew the thing, so that's fine. And it flies. And we can, in a flyer deck, draw up to 3 cards per turn with her. Seems fine. That seems fine to me. Like, I am enjoying it. Might be good for the Revi, might not be. The Link's interface ace uses its toughness. When it becomes tapped, you untap it. You may cast this card. Okay, I think we've seen everything here then. Alright. Ba-ba-ba. Well, that's convenient. I'm just gonna write some more quests. Again. Or we could play some... What could we play? I mean, MTGO is just so clunky. Yeah, I thought that was. I wonder, how do you actually play some Magic? I think I probably just need to... I mean, there's Arena. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna write some more quests here because I feel like it. What else could we come up with here? There are cars that have the MTG story spotlight. Loot is really interesting. Add 3 mana of any one color. I feel like loot is gonna be a problem. Is there any card, any commander you guys are very excited about? I've seen people get excited about the shark. Alright, this one I've seen people get very hyped about. I think Sublunan is cool. Or Subsunan, sorry. I am worried about these two a little bit. But I do like loot. I don't know, I just kind of enjoy how loot is a bit of a shit, you know? People keep clowning on loot because they're like, oh man, you're just trying to make Magic Pikachu. And I'm kind of like okay with that. I'm like, okay, Magic Pikachu. Sounds good. Who doesn't like Magic Pikachu? Lots of people, apparently. I don't know. I'm just like not as cynical, I think. I'm just like here to enjoy the game, you know, that's what I care about. What can we do with these? Start your engines? Play a mechanic. Play a card. Use a mechanic. Specifically. Featured on the latest set release. That's so vague that it's like you can't interpret that in 100 million different ways. I'm very excited about this here. I know this really is just like recreating. Guess we're gonna get group. I would not get my hopes up, no. You know what? Let's just like I want to kind of play a game. Sorry, I'm just spreadsheeting over here, and I don't think people give a shit about that. I'm just gonna queue into a round of CEDH on MTGO. If that's alright with everybody. Hey, I just made a video about CEDH. Oh wait, no, sorry. My password is kind of long and a little complicated. Can I say what's like annoying? I hate it when like websites say, hey, you need to use uppercase, lowercase letters, and you need to have like a special character and a number and all kinds of stuff in your password. Well, really, like a secure password just needs to be long. That's it. All right. High power. Ooh, we could play 6, but no, I want to play CEDH. All right, let's see if we can get a CEDH lobby. How would I go? Oh, I can use these art cards. Yeah, that's fine, the art cards. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I should bring this prototype along today to Friday Night Magic. Probably not. I don't think anybody... I'll bring it along tomorrow, I think. Kind of meeting with some friends tomorrow to practice for the budget tournament. Oh, I still need to like work on my deck. I need to change it up quite a lot, actually. Play a card. Did you have a strong opinion? Did you have strong opinions on? Play a card that you have strong opinions on. Easy game. CEDH. No CEDH. Alright. Well, I guess there you have it. I always wonder what these one-on-one games are. I guess it's Dual Commander, right? I've not played Dual Commander. Oh, man. Why is playing Magic so difficult? Control a piece of technology that requires magic. What about control a piece of technology that seems like maybe it would be possible? Maybe? This is no CEDH. Well, I gotta play something that's fast, that ends quickly. Alright. Look, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. This is one-on-one. I'm actually really curious to try out this one-on-one thing. I don't think I have a deck. I have 6. Alright, I'm gonna try out one-on-one against somebody. I'm very curious, but I don't think I can win because I don't think my deck is strong enough, but we'll see. Yes, I would like to go first. Gotta mulligan this. This was fine, yeah. Got some interaction. Come on. Oh, man. Alright. Friends, honestly, I feel like I gotta stop doing these streams. I like the idea of it, but like... they just feel like it's so difficult to actually play Magic online. It's so difficult. Feels like I could have used my time much more productively. Tried playing Command on tabletop. I mean, how would that help? Yeah, this guy is just AFK. I'll join something else. Oh, wait, never mind, he's here. Oh, I actually got a mulligan down. Hello, Lesbian Witch Academia. I'm okay. I'm actually like having a lot of fun because I just like I've decided I'm making a new board game. So I've just kind of started working on that. And it's just an adaptation. It's just like a board game auto battler. Just a board game auto chess. But I've always wanted to make an auto chess. So taking it and like trying to adapt it for board games is like to be a physical thing is really interesting. And I've been having some fun with that. All right. Where's my commander? Found him. Getting counted? Uh-huh. Oh, I'm playing against Baral. Why even play? Yeah, have a beast. Yeah, basically, like, I'm just working on these, like, kind of like the core engine, so to speak. And Mickey and I, we played a little bit of it earlier, where there weren't even any rules for, like, how you win, how do you progress, like, how much life do you have. Like, none of that existed yet. It was just an auto battler in physical form. And we actually ended up playing for, like, an hour and a half because it was just, like, a lot of fun. So, like, I'm pretty optimistic there. Alright. Alright, so there's a forest. 3 cards in hand. Just play Gauntlet. Let's make sure not to pick blue. Wait, you still have 40 life? That's insane. Alright, I still have 7 mana. I'll just play Spelunking for now. Just purchased and put together my very first real commander deck. Build a Sauron Lord of the Rings Lieutenant Arch Enemy deck for sub 50. Nice. Very cool. Sauron is a very powerful card. So lots of fun stuff you can do with him. I think we just go with the Tree Shaker. Imagining it will get countered. That's okay. Like, this is just... Like, now I can get 6 into play, hopefully without a counter. Yeah. I don't play all this fast mana. I mean, you have so much life for this. Alright, there's 6. I have not enough mana, right? Just play a Tireless Provisioner. Forest. Make a treasure. And your turn. I mean, they've not been doing very much, so like, I'm not super worried about stuff. Oh, that's fine, whatever. I guess it's a little annoying. Yeah. Hello, I am Mr. Removal Pile. I'm totally blocking this. I do not give a shit. I don't need it. Alright, Wild Growth is a little pointless. Alright. Let's cast 6. Get them countered. Cast them again. Hey, I mean, eventually, some of this gotta work, right? All right. You go, bud. I mean, I literally just need to attack with 6 a single time and we're probably fine. Because then I'm gonna start spamming Tree Shaker Chimera and so on. Oh, I hate Sensei's Divining Top. It's just a card that takes so long. Okay. Alright, thanks for wasting my time. Alright, I'm curious. It's a different player, right? What a wiener that was. Spends all day counterspelling me. And as soon as they run out of counterspells, just concede. It's like, okay, I guess. I think we mulligan this. Yeah, this is better. I think I yeet the Winding Way. Winding Way is pretty good. I need everything else though. Do I need Kenriffs? I don't need Kenriffs. What do I need Kenriff for? Oh. Takes forever to play, only plays counters and does nothing else, randomly scoops, refuses to elaborate. Exactly. But I mean, that's that command in a nutshell, I think. I wouldn't expect anything else. Like, you can kind of tell how much of a wiener somebody is based on the commander they play. If they're cool, they play Giga Chats like 6, and then you know you can respect them. They're respectable human beings. And sometimes you go up against what we just did. Where's a fancy arcade signal? Oh, Emery. Emery is always good. So I don't think I need the hammer that much, do I? Alright, let's attack first. Always yield to 6. Perfect. Alright. Milled 3 lands. It's actually not that bad. It's actually fine. Alright, forest. Winding way. For lands. Okay, we got 1 land, I think. I would like to play 2. Discard a forest. Play an aftermath analyst. Alright. Got 3 forests in the graveyard right now. What's that black thing? It's a shifting woodland. It's just MTGO is a very good software that works excellently. It's a very, very good piece of software that always works exactly the way you want it to. Okay, so Immorty is here. Ooh, I think we start by attacking. I mean, if they double block, that's fine with me. I gotta just kind of like get in there with 6. Because I worry I'm dead next turn, but they only got 1 card in hand, so I don't know how bad I can really be. Thunderfoot Bailoff is kind of fun, I guess. I think I'm just playing a Cavalier, though. Or I could use Spelunking to set something up. Wait, so I play a forest here, I know that. Well, if I go Spelunking, I still need... I need 4 mana, and I would only have 3. So we just hope we aren't dead yet. I mean, I think this format has to be Combo City, right? Okay. So I can play Wild Growth. I guess I might as well. It's just kind of free. Alright, let's see if we're dead. Try to untap. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I've just been playing an MTGO, and honestly, I regret it every time. I gotta kind of like change something there. You return 2 lands. Why would that be good? I mean, like, Ether Flux, like, I'm so close to lethal range, but, like, what can I do about it? I didn't have anything that gets rid of it. So if they can just, like, cast a couple of spells, then it's just game over. Most I can do is just deal enough damage. I mean, next turn, I can go crazy. Question is just, like, are we still alive? Up the beanstalk. 2 more spells and I'm dead. Alright. No, 2 more, I'm dead. Doesn't seem like they got it. Holy shit, we survived. Okay. You guys ready to do some nasty shit? Alright, so we 1, 2, 3. Play Spelunking. I would like to draw. Put a land into play. And now I can 1, 2 sack this guy. Return all lands from my graveyard. Now the question is, what do we do with this? I can create like a soft-ish loop, not really. How much mana do we have? 8? 9? Four card types in the graveyard. This requires 4. So it's not enough no matter how I play it. I can't play the Thunderfoot Baloth and Zendikar Resurgent. I definitely have to play the Thunderfoot Baloth because I just need to get some damage in. I just need to smack him. So I think that's just what we're doing. We're just playing the Thunderfoot Baloth. And then we just attack. Six triggers. Oh, I've got a Seal of Primordium. Oh, thank God. All right. I mean, they could double block to get rid of 6. I think that would be fine too. Then I can't play the Seal of Primordium. Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Alright, we did some good damage. Now we play Seal of Primordium. Get rid of the Ether Flux. And that's it. I mean, I would say it's not a bad turn. Opponent has 3 lands in play, we've got 14. That's just what 6 does. The next turn I can go a little nuts with like Aftermath Analyst, Zendikar Resurgent. I mean, I am willing to just yield through this turn. I got nothing. I'm not particularly an instant speed gamer. Yeah, I kind of respect that. That's kind of funny. But yeah, it's just combo soup, this format. I mean, 1 versus 1 with 40 life is just like so much. Like, why does this have 40? This should have like 20. 25 maybe, if you want to slow it down a little bit, but not 40. That's insane. I mean, I don't think this matters particularly unless I'm dead. Because, like, no matter what our opponent does, I think we are able to fight through it. This lets me turn it into any permanent, right? So that's convenient. Turn that into a Zendikar Resurgent really quick. And then play an actual Zendikar Resurgent. That's it. Alright, friends. Let me show you what mono green can actually do. Ba, 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 ba. Alright, Zendikar Resurgent. Do I still cast the other Zendikar Resurgent? I don't have enough lands in play. I don't think I do. Like, I don't have enough lands in hand. That's actually the bigger limiting factor right now. Alright, let's see what we get here. Collector Oof. I mean, is that not GG? I wish I had a way to get lands back out of my graveyard. I don't right now. Insidious Fungus. Insidious Fungus blows up this. I could also just get the second Tree Shaker, the second Zendikar Resurgent in play right now, so I draw 2 cards of this Oof. That's probably the way to go. Because I still have a lot of mana, I can always just sacrifice the Aftermath Analyst. Oh, let's fucking go, Lumbra. Yeah, I mean, I am playing Lumbra. It's just like a bunch more mill. Nice. 2 forests, that's all I need. Yeah, no. I mean, legitimately though, we don't want to attack with 6 right now because I want to win right now. And if I attack, then I don't have a combat anymore. There's life from the loam, so we win. Yeah. Yeah, we win. So we play Insidious Fungus. I would like to life from the loam. No. I sorry. Like I appreciate it. So there's a Galta, Kogla. I mean, I have a lot of lands in hand right now. I just need to get like stuff in play. So we play Kogla. Just draw a couple of cards, you know. We play Life from the Loam. It's only 2, that's okay. I'm fine with getting 2 back. Yeah, it's this kind of like annoying non-deterministic combo line. But the thing is, like, it's non-deterministic in the way that, like, it's over. Like, it is over. We have won. We just need to go through a million steps on the way to actually winning, but this game is over. Alright. Get life from the loam back. Boreal Druid into play. There's a Steve, Caged Sun for more mana, probably don't need it. Tireless Provisioner seems okay. I might run out of time actually. Ah, there it is. There's Endless Forerunners. So I can play Endless Forerunners twice, is that enough? How do I loop them? Kogla, does Kogla fight a creature I don't control? I mean, I would like to loop the Endrace Forerunners. I think I get a Caged Sun into play really quick. Why does it make you click the mana? Because it's a great software that works excellently and has no flaws. Alright, so Caged Sun on green. Endrace Forerunners. I mean, you can counter it if you have one. I like how it says storm count as if that matters. But like, I am having some kind of storm turn. This is indeed true. Beast Within, our own guy. We need to refresh our mana, I think. God, not quite that much. This taps for 4. So I just need one of them open. Discard this. Draw a bunch of garbage. Alright, yeah. I mean, that was easily enough. Okay. Sure, you can have a look if you want. Were they chatting? I don't check. Spore Frog, finishing touch. I mean, like, Spore Frog is actually nasty in this deck. Anyways, friends, I'm gonna go. I don't know if I'll do a stream again next week because honestly, I don't really know how to stream Magic and I can't seem to be able to figure it out. Maybe we just need to make more of an effort. Maybe, okay, here's what we try next week. I will prepare with you guys in the Discord. All right? In the Discord, we will talk ahead of time and we will arrange some people who will come join us for games. And if I can do that, then I will stream and we will play some